Good morning, everybody. It is Monday, July 26th, and this is our morning drive live. But it's not really a drive live, it is a vacation motivation because I am on vacation this week, but still doing my morning videos just because it's something I enjoy doing. And as a business owner, we never really get a day off. So I am coming to you this morning from the Outer Banks where I will be the entire week. Um, it is my vacation spot of choice with the family. My son and I have been coming here for a long time and quite enjoy being here. My parents come and it's just a nice week. So I'm here this morning. I'll be here all week, maybe from some different places throughout the house here. Um, but today I'm coming to you from the beach because I want to talk today about what we have seen over the past few days in the ocean with the pelicans. And everybody thinks, well, what the heck can you learn from a pelican that has to do with anything in a dental office? And honestly, what it is I've been watching the pelicans, and as they are going about their normal day, it really how they travel and where they are is dependent upon what their goal is. Um, so, when the pelicans are trying to get somewhere, when they're traveling, they are on their way. They travel in groups. I guess you'd call it a flock. I have no idea. I didn't look it up before I started. But they travel in groups and they are close to the water. So, it makes me think of we want to go far in business. How do we do that? We are with our team in the business. And everybody has heard, oh, there's a difference between working in your business and working on your business. And that's absolutely true. So, when you want to go far, you are with your team down in the business. Like the Pelicans are flying right at the level of the water in a group with their team, everybody helping each other. It's aerodynamics and it's safety and all those fun things. But they're with their team down in it. When they want to focus on a goal, when they want to eat, and that fish that's in the ocean is their goal, when they want to focus on the goal, they get way, way high up in the air. They'll go 20, 30, 40 feet above the water and look down. They are by themselves. They're not in a group. They are by themselves and they're focusing on their goal, which is food for them. That's their goal. It's like a business owner or a manager who has to focus on something. At my office, I call it the satellite view. I want to be really, really high up, and I want to be focusing on looking at the little things. You can't do that when you're close down into the business. So when you're in the business, working in the business, if you're a dentist or a hygienist or an office manager, when you are answering the phones, when you are cleaning teeth, when you are doing fillings and crowns and you're working in the business, it's tough to concentrate on the big picture. It's tough to zero in on specific goals. So, to identify specific areas of improvement. So you have to get that higher view. You have to go up there by yourself, get the high view so you can look down and you can pinpoint all of the areas that could be improved within your business. And that is not easy to do when you're in your business, when you're doing fillings, when you're cleaning teeth, when you're answering phones and presenting treatment. So you have to make sure you take the time to elevate yourself up above the business, be looking at your business as a whole rather than being in the business doing the actual work that we all have to do every day. And that's what the Pelicans do here. One of the reasons that I exist, one of the reasons my job exists as a consultant is because dentists, office managers, owners have a hard time doing that. So they bring somebody in who can look at the business from an elevated point of view, who can look at the business from that satellite image, from super high up, looking down at all of the business rather than just the one part that they want to concentrate on. Um, so that is something that I think is important for us all to remember is to take the time to look at your business from an elevated point where you're not always working in your business, you're working on your business. And make sure you take the time to do that. It's not always easy. Sometimes you have to get away, you have to clear your head. And that is what I'm doing this week, but I'll still be doing the drive lives. So everybody enjoy your week. Have a fantastic Monday. I am going to end here, not because I'm here, I'm already here, but because it's time for my day to start and for me to start enjoying time with my family so I can recharge myself and be ready to go next week when I'm back in the office. So, everybody have a great day. I will see you guys again tomorrow from the beach. Have a great Monday. Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, July 27th. And this is our morning drive live / vacation day. I wanted to talk today about something weird, the paddle boarders that I have seen out in the water this morning. They started about 6 o'clock this morning and have been going consistently since. They're starting to come in now. But the paddle boarders have been walking up to the beach, as you can see, walk up to the beach, and they're struggling to get past the waves. It was stormy last night. A big, huge thunderstorm came through overnight, which was amazing. Watching the lightning out over the ocean, very cool. But it's caused some increased waves this morning, and I'm watching the paddle boarders have a difficult time getting past the waves, but they struggled and they fell and they slid off their boards and they had a tough time. But once they got past the waves, the water was smooth and they were just paddleboarding up and down the entire beach and, well, the entire ocean, I guess, or part of it. And, up and down and back and forth. And it really made me think about what we deal with, whether we're an employee or whether we are an owner or a manager or whatever we may be. You know, there's always tough times, there's always waves that we have to paddle through. But if you keep paddling and you get through and you get past the waves and you get through the rough water, everything after that gets smoother. So, in an office, we're going to have tough times. I mean, I know in my office, there have been incredibly difficult times, high stress, lots going on, hard to find employees, hard to find the right employees. And, you know, once we just continue working through it, struggling, fighting against the waves, fighting against the negativity, fighting against the problems that we're having. Once we're able to get past those, we get to a point where things are smoother and calmer, and we have our systems in place, and we have the right team members in the office with us. And that really makes things a lot smoother, a lot easier, and a lot better for everyone. So, I just want to remind everybody this morning, get past the waves, fight the good fight, struggle against the energy that's pushing against you. That way, once you're through it and you have fought against it successfully and you've gotten out past the waves, you get to the smooth times when things run the way they should and things get a little bit easier. So hopefully everybody remembers that today. Everybody have a great day. I'm doing short videos while I'm on vacation, not the normal 10-minute long, but just short little videos so I can go in and have some breakfast with my son and get ready for another day. So everybody have a great day. I will see you guys tomorrow. Keep pushing it back against the waves. Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, July 28th, and this is our morning drive live from vacation. So I wanted to just hop on real quick this morning and straighten out some misconceptions or some unknowns about what is included in a record set per HIPAA. A lot of people, actually, yesterday were posting in different groups asking what was included in a record set. Did they have to release patient charts? And I actually got a couple Facebook messages about it yesterday. So I figured it would be a good topic to hit the middle of the week um, drive live. So, what is a record set? A record set is what HIPAA says is included in a patient's records. Now, we know when a patient requests a copy of their records, you have to give them what they ask for. So if they call and they ask for their latest x-ray, that's what you supply them. If they call and ask for all of their records, a complete record set, then there's a lot of confusion as far as what is included in that. And here is what is included in that. And then after the video is posted in the group, when the live has processed and it's posted now as just a regular video in the group, I will post a link to the hhs.gov website that says what is included in a record set. But the question yesterday was, are patient chart notes included in the record set? And the answer is yes, they are. The record set includes patient chart notes. So your clinical notes are included in a record set. If a patient requests them, you have to provide them. X-rays, images, intraoral pictures. If you received letters from an oral surgeon or an orthodontist, or an endodontist, any letters, any documentation from any other provider, that is part of the record set. If you submit claims for your patients, copies of EOBs, the billing records, are part of the record set. So copies of EOBs, copies of ledgers, copies of statements if you have them. That's why EagleSoft, I love that setting in EagleSoft where I can click a button and every statement sent to the patient is saved as a PDF in their Smart Docs. I love that because I need to have a copy of it available. So, chart notes are definitely included in a record set. So you really want to be careful what you're writing in a chart note, because if a patient requests them, you absolutely have to release them to the patient, to another provider, to whoever the patient wants you to send them to. Two things about this. Like I said, I am going to post a link to the HHS website where they explain exactly what is included in a record set as well. So if anybody argues, you have a link to send them right to it. But, perio charts, chart notes, x-rays, images, letters from other doctors, billing records, EOBs, copies of insurance claims, all are included in a record set. Two other things I want to get out there real quick. Number one, a lot of people have said, well, our state requires that we keep patient records for 7 years. But be aware it's not 7 years. So if I have a patient who's been with me for 20 years, it's not just the past 7 years records that I have to maintain. In the vast majority of states, it is all of their records from the time they became a patient for 7 years after they stopped being a patient, for 7 years from their final contact with the office. So it's not just you need the past 7 years, you need all of their records back to when they became a patient if they have come to your office at least once every 7 years. So that patient who comes every 5 years and has been for the past 25 years, you need to have all of their records back to 25 years ago. It's not just you have to have the last 7 years worth. It's you need to have all of their records if they have been coming every 7 years. Once they have stopped being a patient, then 7 years later, you can get rid of those records. But again, that's the majority of states. Some states are 6 years, some states are 10. So you just have to know what your state retention rule on that is. The other thing I want to say, somebody messaged me yesterday and said, well, once we send complete copies of the records to the patient, we never have to send another copy of records for that patient again, right? Because now they have all their records and it's up to them to maintain them. Absolutely not. There is no law, there is no rule, there is no HIPAA requirement for the patient to maintain any copies of records. They literally could call you 5 times a year and say, please send me copies of the records. And you have to do it for that 7 years. Once that's up, you're good to go. But you have to make sure you are maintaining them in accordance with your state guideline. Now, the federal guideline is constantly shifting. We have the Cures Act now. We have a lot of other things going on. But you want to make sure you have them for at least 7 years. And yeah, if they call you 5 times a year and want copies of x-rays sent to, 7 different providers, you have to do it because the onus of the responsibility of maintaining those records is on the provider. It is not on the patient themselves. So hopefully that cleared things up for some people. Please, 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 if you have questions, comment down below. And again, I will be posting that link um, to the hhs.gov website explaining exactly what is included in a record set so you guys have it for backup when you need it. So that is it. Everybody have a fantastic day. Tomorrow's Drive Live is going to be in the afternoon because at 4 a.m. I will be 12 miles out to sea on a boat with presumably absolutely no cell phone signal, probably until noon or 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So I'm still going to do a video tomorrow, but it's going to be a little later in the day. It'll be a dinner live video instead of a drive live video. Everybody have a fantastic Wednesday. We're halfway through the week. Good morning, everybody. It is Friday, July 30th, and this is our morning drive live from vacation. Last day of vacation today. And I wanted to talk today, as some of you may have noticed yesterday, there was no drive live because I was out in the middle of the ocean, probably not the middle, but pretty far out from land, um, on a deep sea fishing trip with my stepfather and my son, and didn't have great cell phone reception, and we left at 4 a.m., and it was a whole thing. But anyway, I want to talk today about change. As we were on the boat headed out to the middle of the ocean yesterday, we were sitting at the back of the boat just watching as the land disappeared. And I was watching the churn of the boat. And, if any of you have ever been on a boat or a ship or a whatever, you will have noticed out the back of the ship, there is a lot of churn. There's a lot of motion going on with the water. It's getting, pulled up, and there's white water, and it's causing waves and wake and all that fun stuff. And, you know, but if you look past the wake, if you look past the disturbance in the water that the boat has caused, maybe 100 or 150 feet behind the wake, the water is calm again. So it got churned up because the boat was going through it, but it calms back down very, very quickly. And that is kind of how we have to deal with change. There's a lot of changes coming to dentistry, a lot of which are already here. A big thing is dealing with COVID and the COVID questionnaires. They're not going to go away. The pre-screening, the temperature checks, they're not going to go away. It's a change that we just have to kind of accept and deal with, and that is going to be the way it is. That's going to be our new normal. That's going to be just what we do. There's changes coming with insurance companies. Cigna dropping their rates nationwide, anywhere from 10 to now the highest I've seen is 45%. Um, it's a change, but it's something we're going to get through. And, we have to remember change is difficult. People do not like change. I understand that. I don't like change either, but we have to deal with it. We have to accept that some change is inevitable. We have to deal with it, and we have to move on. And we have to remember that eventually, after we get a couple 100 feet away from where we were and get used to how it is now, just like the water will smooth out again, everything will smooth out again in your office, everything will smooth out again in your life after that change has happened. You've accepted it and you've moved past it. So that's the important thing for everybody to remember. Change is tough, whether it's a change in staffing, a change in your team, a change in your reimbursements from insurance companies, which makes you change your participation with the insurance company. Change is difficult for anyone. It's just human nature. But get past the change, get through it, and you'll see that when you come out the other end, everything will be smooth again. So that is it. It is the last day of vacation. See, it changed from Thursday to Friday, and now it's my last day here on vacation. I will be back in office next week, our normal drive live, back to normal as I'm heading to the office Monday morning. So, everybody have a fantastic weekend. I'm going to enjoy my last day here. I'm going to accept the change that is the end of vacation, get back to work. I will see you guys on Monday morning. Have a great weekend.